It's the product and the brand that we are in need of the most. Obviously, we need a relevant product that's priced competitively. And we need a brand strong enough to attract people, to build confidence. And then from there, I kind of think it's our job. But it feels like we're not quite sure. We haven't drawn that line yet. And I think the sooner we draw that line, the easier it'll be for everyone to understand exactly what it is that needs to be done and how it needs to be done. Again, just some thoughts. Getting ready to start day 2 of IACON here for the OIA, Ohio Insurance Agents Association's annual convention here in Columbus, Ohio, and heard from some insurance company CEOs and some other cool people. Marcus Sheridan, the sales line good buddy, talked, and that was fun. But the question I want to ask is, who has the answers? You give an insurance company CEO the stage, and they talk as if the world exists in their insurance bubble and that they're the only person doing cool things, and they can't really talk about the industry as a whole.
So what's the Grange response? Sleepless nights sometimes.
Little old State Auto down the road, we are leveraging robotics very significantly.
Here's what we've been doing. Some years ago, we made very clear decisions to transform the company.
They're all happening, and they're all happening right now. We are using drones very significantly.
We've launched an innovation incubator, which is a way of trying to dislodge a more conservative way of thinking about what we need to do to survive.
We are using sensor-based work to give discounts, telematics.
But simply put, what got us to the place we are today will not compel the future success.
These changes are happening in our industry, and if we're not ready as an industry to adapt to them, we will die.
We demand to be relevant, and we're working our tails off to ensure that not only us, but you are part of that journey.
I guess the problem is that when they only look at it from their perspective, they're missing the perspective that matters. I don't know. I just know that something didn't sit right, and I wasn't all that confident. I wanted to come out of it feeling confident, hearing from some CEOs, and I don't know. I didn't. Grange talked about being one of the first, or the first, I'm not sure. They said the first, but I don't know if that's true. Insurance company to build an Alexa voice skill, which I think is cool, and I think that's important, but I feel like, having Alexa tell you how to find an agent is only... All right, let's put it this way. If you're using Alexa and you're asking her to do something, you don't just want her to connect you to a human being. I mean, maybe you do, but that's not the experience consumers want.
So this is what we know. This is what we know. That today, on average, in every industry in the world, that 70% of the buying decision is made before 0 moment of truth. 70% of the buying decision is made before they call you, before they contact you, before you know they exist, on average in every industry in the world.
So how is that helping improve that 70%? I mean, it's not. It's only taking care of the 30. And we've already kind of distinguished that that's the part that we've always been focusing on, and it's the 70% that isn't getting enough attention. And so I guess I would feel more confident if I thought people were paying more attention to the 70% as opposed to the 30%. I mean, here's a suggestion. I mean, why not allow us to leverage your name? Build a brand, build a name recognition that we can sell on, and let us take advantage of it. Leveraging your existing name value, the insurance company's existing name value, is one of the most powerful things that we can do to market ourselves as agents today. But yet, one, they don't actually let that happen because they don't trust us to say the same thing that we would say to you in an actual meeting on the internet. And two, they don't have the brand recognition that is high enough or enough to actually allow us to pull it off. I just don't know why that is. That's something I think they should think about. What's up, man? The name recognition, right? Let's come back to this, because I think it's important. If you watched one of Ryan's episodes of the show recently, he talked about not having to sell twice, not having to sell us, the agent, as the first sale, and then the company as the second sale.
You want to stand out, you need to go brand building heavy, especially IA carriers. It's time for independent agency carriers to take their brand and step out in front of the agent. I'm not talking about sell D2C. I'm talking about take your brand and put it out front. Now, what does this do for your independent agencies? When people start recognizing that brand, it removes the double sale. So if I'm an independent agent, I have to sell myself as a trustworthy insurance professional, and then I have to sell your brand, which they've most likely never heard of, unless you take your brand and you step it out front.
If the name's already established enough that somebody can search for it, they want to find somebody to help them do something about it. Let's go back to the 70% idea. It's like we're rushing to get to the 30, but we don't want to do the work to get to the 70. Here's a better question. If they can't or won't focus on the 70%, does that mean somebody else is going to have to? And then who's that somebody else going to be?
So you're too cold to come, but Mark has talked about the 70% of people. That's really loud. It's not gonna work. All right, let's try that again.
Yep.
Mark talks about 70% of the buying decision is done before somebody contacts the prospect.
Yeah.
Heard from Mike, the dude from State Auto, CEO, yesterday.
Mike LaRocca.
Yes. And the dude from Grange, John something or other.
Yep.
Sounds like a lot of them are focusing on the 30%.
Yeah, I mean, I think the hard part about the 70% is that you have to believe in the process. There's a lag to the ROI, and there's a non-linear nature to the sale. People are jumping from platform to platform as they learn about your brand, about your company, about the products that you sell, and who you are. And it takes a bit of belief. If you're only calculating last click to sale, really the only place you can sell is into that 30%, because they're the only ones that are taking a traditional linear path to the sale, and you're basically excluding 70% of the consumers in the marketplace by building your sales process in that way.
So do we need them to focus on the 70%, or will somebody else have to?
You're talking about carriers in particular?
Yeah, sure, why not?
I think we do need them to, and that's what we're here for.
But I'm sure we can all agree that if we went back in time, we would agree that this number has changed, hasn't it? So let's just go back in time. Let's look at history, because looking at history is fun. Right? So let's say it's 15 years ago, and we say, what percentage of the buying decision was made before someone talked to a salesperson or an agent? You just call it what you want. I'm just going to call it a salesperson, okay? What percentage of the buying decision was made before someone talked to a salesperson 15 years ago? What do you think that number was? You know, they didn't, I don't think they did the study, but I do know this, that it was dramatically lower. And I think if they had done the study, my guess is it would be somewhere between 30 and 40%. So we're at 30, 40% 15 years ago. Today we're 70%. And so the question is, for each and every one of us, where's this number going to be over the next 5, 10, 15 years? Where's it going to go? And what does it mean for your agency? We know this, it's not going to go back, is it? Despite the fact that we might want it to go back. It ain't going to go back.